Okay, third time lucky, everyone. Hopefully this works. I've been chatting to Bobby, and thank you, Lydia, as well for helping me out. Yeah, we'll just. Oh, we've got. Great. Bobby is on, and Lydia, you can hear me as well. Thank you. Great. Perfect. All right. Now we'll just. Do I have to add Bobby, or Bobby? Can you hear me? Yep. Perfect. All right. Oh, hi Rita. Thanks for jumping on. Okay, add him. Right. How do I do that? Can you do that, Lydia? Okay. Hope you're all enjoying your Sunday. It's a beautiful day outside. A little bit windy, but I can't see his name. Hello, Rita. How are you going on this lovely day? I hope the boys are looking after you and little princess. Okay. There's a little plus sign at the bottom. I'll try that. Nope, don't think that's... Bobby, can you comment below so I can add you? I've tried the plus sign and that doesn't work. Hi, Carol. Thanks everyone for taking the time out and hopping on. Bobby is watching. Okay. Hello, Bobby. So can I add you? Hang on, if I click, Okay. Oh, here we go. I've got it. So I'll just, Bobby is coming all the way from Canada. We're so grateful that you're jumping on. Hi.
Hey.
Jennifer, how are you going?
Good, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Sorry about all that mix-up.
Oh man, I'm so excited to be here. This is gonna be awesome.
Yes, everybody is excited to have you on and share your wisdom.
Me included. How are you?
Good, all good.
Yeah, how you been since the session?
Sorry?
How have you been since our session?
There's so much information, and yeah, it's been really good actually. I've just been slowly reading through my bound book. And every time I read it, I'm like, how does he know? How does he know?
It's crazy.
So, yeah. Do you want to briefly explain to everyone about what it is you do and how you came about it?
It's very strange what we do because it's a discovery process into who you are, like your name and your birthday, and you're even saying like, how does he know? It's like, this is what numbers have to say about you. This is what happens when you actually like look into what's inside of your name and what's inside of your birthday. When I first found this, I was just building my business, and my mentor Balaj was like, "You got to take a look at this." I'm like, "All right, well, what is this?" He's like, "It's the secret ingredients. This is the key, the hidden key." And he's like, "This W, I put it in my name, and suddenly things are moving for me." So I'm like, "All right, well, let me check this out." So then I basically like had my entire life read to me, and I'm like in awe. This is nuts. And I had to go again and again, and I just got obsessed. I started taking courses. I started learning how to read this language, and like I could see how the different components of us connect together. Like, do you remember that feeling? We were all in the group session. I'm like, I'm meeting you guys for the first time, and then like I know how everybody's energy like moves out. It's a very sacred thing. Like, if you guys have worked with me, you know what I'm talking about. The people who have seen me do this for you, it's just so unbelievable. Because I'm like, you know, this is your life. I know that this isn't just a small little thing here. This is what our success, our families, people we're wanting to be like parents. It's nuts. And like this, or even just for parents for their little kids, right? But how did I it took over my life in 2014. So that after at that point, like I just kept seeing numbers in everything. And I've been since then, it's been like a thing that I use, like this like sort of like, you know, dictionary that I'm hiding behind, because what's really happening is I'm able to channel my spiritual energy and able to help people see things about themselves in a way that like heals people at the same time. Because we're moving your energy around. Once you know it's there and you can see it like in the awe of like, whoa, it says that, you got to get your connection back to God in a certain sense. And a lot of us get kind of caught up in the story. And we're like, oh well, this is what happened to me. So this is what I am. And what we're really taking a look at is saying you can write whatever you want. You can create the wealth that you want to create. For some people it's just family. For some people it's just wealth. For some people it's just everything, or just traveling, or maybe they, you know. So depending on the direction you want to grow into, there's a way to do it. And that's one of the really more powerful things about numerology is that we have a chance to, as you put the O in your name, move your vibration into the direction you want it to go into. Like that's nuts. So when you look at your life and we're looking at this and you're like, yeah, no, not cool. This is not cool. I don't like that my communication's not on point. I will absolutely I'm trying to treat myself better. Like, well, obviously, you know, like I want to make this business work. And like these are the parts of me that make it look like it's not gonna happen. So we want to magnetize your vibe, and even just by adding a letter, like it's weird. Even just by adding a letter, you suddenly get a chance to move into a more by my you know, like vibrational aspect. It's crazy. It's just so nuts. Lydia's saying, "I love my numerology with you, Bobby. So powerful. Thank you. Honestly, like this is it's not even me, guys. This is the technology. I just get a chance to be there waving the flag and like being like, okay, we're gonna go in here. And you know, for some most of us, we've never been down this road before. We never have really, you know, confronted all of the things that have happened to us or not. So when we do this together, it's nice because I get a chance to be there for a part of your healing, you know, and that's like a really big thing. So I'm super excited. And you're like, oh, can we do this? I'm like, please, yes, we can, because I want people to know. I want people to know that like your story matters, right? And like, you know, there's your path to success, and everyone's got their own story to deal with. So this level of personal development is about self discovery, and that's one of the more powerful things in there. So if you want, we can dive into maybe I know people got questions. I want to read some people's charts. What do you think we should do here?
Yep. If you've got any questions for Bobby, drop them below and he can answer them for you. We
Yeah.
actually, yeah, you were saying that we had our group session last week. So do you want to go into maybe why it is that we put the O in my name?
So I guess if we're looking at your chart and we're looking at your name, and we're looking at this thing, and there are different ways for a name to land. Okay, so if you imagine there's like 10 different spots and there's like 1 to 9 or however you want to call it, and if it doesn't land in the spot that says magnetism, wealth, long term, connection, legacy, contract, or connection, like these are vibrations of two minds or two ideas coming together and making business happen. So if your name is saying things like unable to communicate, or doesn't communicate well with self, or maybe doesn't show up right for business, or doesn't show up right for its leads, then there's a vibration shift that is going to move you away from being in business. So it's a connection to having a vibration of a name that moves towards success in business. So the letter changes it. It literally puts an extra little code, puts an extra little key inside of the whole total of vibration that people see when they read it, because it's like a computer code. That's what language is. It's like symbols left so that we can compute them and so that we can understand communication in written form. So when we say it, it evokes something in us. And that's like a really spiritual understanding about this. Think things like spelling is also the same word as a spell. And so there's magic in what we're saying. And this is what we're talking about. It's this sound magic. How does it vibrate out of your soul when you announce a name like that? And it can feel a little strange to take it on like up front because it's like this isn't my letter. But for those who do, and you know the O in particular moves up your name 6 spaces, so then now it's actually clear and running towards its goal, right? So that's the long and the short what it does. Not everybody takes the O. Not everybody goes in the same direction. Not everyone has your numbers to start with. So you can't just take one letter on one person and on the other. It doesn't do the same thing. But when we do one for you, we hope that it's the right one for you. That it's the one that's gonna help unlock you. And so now you can be like, oh, thank goodness, this is my success. I'm gonna run to it. I'm just gonna do this, and like no, and not be like challenged by myself or like limiting belief and like that feeling that we worry too much. We're gonna head into that direction, but people don't get that vibrational aspect. It's just we're not used to treating ourselves properly. We're not used to doing our businesses properly. So with a vibration that moves specifically towards it is the reason why Balaj was having such a success when he put his W in there. And it was crazy because he's like like that was that moment. And even for me, when I put the F in there, my life started to take a really big turnaround. And like, what is it? 4.5 years later, every my like found the girl of my dreams, started a family, had a son, moved to the island, like all of this, and we traveled the world, and like it works. And you have to work it as well, right? You can't just look at the car keys. You have to put the thing in and drive your business and run your life. Like this is an entrepreneurial conversation with a secret key, like a secret missing ingredient. And so it's breaking records. Clint did this as the team exploded. Like, come on, like this is a pretty and they all do this. All of the big guys, the big guns. I like to talk to them all, and they're fun. And it's like we're in this together. So any kind of advantage would be the best thing ever. But it's changed my life, and it's created a family around you guys. So it's just so cool because we're only getting started. I just signed on for a podcast, guys. It's gonna be so sweet. I'm just shaking. It's gonna be so much fun. And yeah, the world needs to know. Okay, you guys need to know. So I want to read some numbers for you. I know people got weird looking questions, or everybody always does, because it's like, where does it come from? What does it mean? Where's it going? So how do we use it? Like you must have been skeptical at least before you saw this. And like, what the hell is this? And it's weird because it's hard to explain what it is. How would you explain what it is to someone that doesn't even know?
No, absolutely. My husband as well, when I was trying to explain it to him, he's like, what's this O business? What's this numerology? I'm like, I can't explain it. You just jump on the live and Bobby can explain it for me.
Yeah, true that.
It's just, yeah. It's just, yeah. A few people actually, let me just read some of the comments. Hello, Sonia. How you going, honey?
I don't have a link for the
Alex,
podcast yet. I don't have a link.
When does that start?
We're in pre-production right now, so I don't know.
Okay.
I can't give you that information, but I will tell you this. It's gonna be nuts.
I'm sure it will be. Can't wait. Hi, yeah. Jody. Okay. Do you want to perhaps choose a lucky viewer and do a little reading?
I'm noticing that most of the people that are watching are already people I've done readings for. So if there's someone in here who has not had a reading, that's a pretty good way of like say, hey, I tried this on. So if anyone's watching this who's like, not hasn't had their session done, and I've never read your number for you, then I would like to invite you first. Or then if that doesn't happen, then we can maybe one of your guys' kids or one of my clients, maybe you guys want to know about someone in your life and you can test me and we can just put their birthday, no name, and then I'll describe them for you. and you'd be like, oh my God, that's so him, or oh my God, that's so her. That one's fun too. So I don't mind to do that.
That's so exciting.
Carol,
We've got
I have not read Carol's numbers. Carol, this is your
no.
lucky day. Honestly, I'm so lucky that I can do this for you because this gives me purpose in my life. This absolutely like makes me feel like I'm doing something good for this planet. Like I get a chance to transform entrepreneurs into leaders and create a massive amounts of wealth for everyone. So here it is. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is give me your birth month. I want to know what month were you born, and then what day you were born, and then what year you were born. So your birthday, and if I can get the month first, then that'd be pretty cool. But woohoo, Carol, what's up? Yeah, woo. It's so
Go,
sweet to do this.
Carol.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
So excited
Yeah,
for
thanks for
you.
doing with this with me. Nicole, this is awesome. I was like, oh yeah, sweet. Okay, cool. So we have July, right? And then we have 17. Then we have 1973. So when I'm reading a birthday, right, I'm gonna put this thing down to a single digit. And then after it's got its one overarching theme, it kind of crystals off into three stages in your life, right? So when I'm looking at your numbers, I'm looking at the total, and then the next level would be the month, the day, and the year. So on the total level, we have a vibration here that says life path 8. Okay, so in case you're like, checking your life path, that's what happens. You add 7 for July, you add 8 for 17, 1 plus 7, and then 2 for 1973. So these chapters are called like chapters in your life are called like these little minor paths. And so from the first 27 years of your life, July and life path 8 are going to be connecting to your energy. They're connecting to the path of the way that you show up in the world. So the life path 8, we have an intelligent mind, like a very solutions based and like business driven, this wealth and very strong, not wanting to be subordinate to anyone, like needs to be in control, needs to be like in charge. This 8 is a wants to have a very strong succession of magnetism of wealth. Then the 7 in July pulls your energy into a very wise and quiet, that sort of reflective. Okay, the 7 we can think more as intuitive than vocal. So when we're looking at the first 27 years of life, it's pretty serious. This is like either it's quiet or it's just way too smart, and it's more like just that feeling of knowing but not needing to go out there and actually do something. You're just chilling. That's that 7 and that 8. Then when you turn the corner into adulthood, like 27, and now you have to change your vibration. You'll be walking around as an adult until you're 55. The day of your birthday. Now the 8 days. This is 17. 1 plus 7 is an 8. So you're born on the 17th, which means that you're gonna see an 8 and then another 8. So a double exposure to magnetism of wealth. Now this is the tough part, because this is where it gets real. This number is going to be very depressed if it doesn't make money. If it's not in control of its wealth, it's going to have a very difficult time. If you're not extremely wealthy, then you're going to have a very like not having a good life. Okay, like it can be depression, disassociations, addictions. It can get really just like nasty. It can get too smart for its own good. This double 8 will punish you if you don't pursue a value of wealth in your life. Okay, so you absolutely are destined to have that. But the challenge is, does your name let you play that game? Because this is the challenge in numerology. It doesn't just like you're not just blessed to have, unless you are, in which case, then that's amazing. You should see how this works. But if you're not, then what we can do is we kind of tweak it and pull it around a little bit and see if there's a nice little move right beside it that you can use, that you're like, I could brand with this, or I could use this as my entrepreneur version of me. But the name has to help you acknowledge that. There's also a strong level of coach, partner, mentor, so someone that you can work with, and that's a relationship skill that grows with you over time. So this value is like intended for wealth. It's got a spiritual insight. It also has its hand in the mix, so it knows how to talk to people. This is a really strong life path. This one, I would expect, like if I'm imagining that you're inside of our community, this is someone to watch out for. Now, granted, your name is the one that is the make or break. So this is where we see whether it or not it actually goes for the goal. And unfortunately, in the equipment that I'm using my phone, so I can't actually calculate your name. So there's like a nasty little cliffhanger there for you. But because I read your numbers live, just message me and I'm going to give you an initial. And then that way you can start magnetizing your wealth. Like that's really what this is all about. What I do for people when I work with them is that I coach you for a limited amount of time and I record something for you. So you can have this story and you can have it as a meditation, as an audio, listen to video, whatever, and then also a written report. And we analyze your name, like from a human perspective. So someone who can see this and be like, so this is uniquely you. This is probably what you should do. And then it feels good. You wear it. You take this name on. You're like, you know what? I think this is the one. I'm going to take it. And then some people are just like, wrong name, wrong name. I need to change it. And some people grow through names, faster than some people go through outfits. So depending on where you're at, like, just honor your path, like that's for me what I had to be really honest with. Like I just wanted to be a dad. I wanted to have a work at home. I wanted to have a business. I wanted to do my own thing. And here we are 5 years later. It's crazy. Because I signed my podcast. I also got an app coming. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna get this all done. Because I want to be that. You know what I mean? I want to help you guys do that. And I'm right there with Balaj. I'm right there with you guys. I've been here since the very beginning as well. And to hold on to this technology, I'm giving it away. People want to know how to do it. Absolutely. No worries. I'll teach you everything I know. No big deal. We have more of us doing this. We're literally raising the consciousness and the vibration of like our community. Like we're standing up tall. And it's nuts because now we're starting to see some big energies come in. It's really sweet. It's just absolutely cool. It's like Lydia's like life is getting amazing. Like you can feel it. You know this. And it's like cool because everyone's just like growing. And a year ago it was your guys' mentors. And we were aligning all their names. Look at the Freedom Collective Leadership Squad. 95% of them have a weird looking letter in the middle of their name. And this is a prerequisite for your vibrational aspect of what you're going to do in life. Like you got to get real with this. What do you want? Like what do you really want in life? And that knowing that is like the whole everything. You can't go anywhere if you don't know where you want to go. Having lots of money or just being happy is one thing, but to know that you need communication or where it is or how to love yourself or how to show up for discipline in business or how to show up for your clients so that you can help solve a problem for them. These are ways that I talk about numbers because that's how some people show up and their numbers are good. That's probably why they're like, oh my God, that's the numbers actually line up that way. So pretty cool stuff. Absolutely. Sorry, I know I went off a little bit on that.
That's all right. We just love listening to you talk.
Thank you.
Lydia's been one of your biggest advocates, actually. She's my sponsor.
Oh,
and
amazing.
when I came into this business, she said, you've got to have the reading with Bobby. He's amazing. And I was just looking around and seeing everyone's like weird letters in their names. It's like, yep, no, I want one of those.
Thank you, Carol. So, yeah, and you know what? Now you get your own weird letter in your name, and it doesn't stop there. Like you grow through something, and you identify into a vibration, and then as your leadership grows, next thing you know, it's going to be your team that goes through business. It's going to be the things that you decide to do. Oh my gosh, it's so cool to think about the change because of you, like aligning to a higher vibe. You're going to get a chance to show up for the world. It's a nice feeling. It really is.
Yeah.
Like
you were saying you actually specialize as well in doing readings for children.
It's crazy. Yeah. I've been doing this for the last couple of days. Like at least what is it? I'm either just like doing a quick little peer in, like we're, doing a session for a couple, and I'm like, oh, here are your kids, right? It's a nice little like, hey, let's get the whole family. And then there have been a couple of sessions where mom and dad's like, I have to like talk to you about my little my kids, and just to give them insight and understanding as to what's happening and the reason why the energy frequencies don't. Like we're talking about a 1.5-year-old, and the parents are like, oh my god, that makes me feel so much better. And like to know that like you have clarity, because the most important thing you want is for your kid is to know what's going on. No, are you a parent by chance? Yes, you are,
Yes,
right?
I've got 3.
So I got 4. Ha! But the
Oh,
reality is that
wow.
I know, right? So the thing is that you want to know how these little guys work and why one is different than the other, and one speaks up more than the other one doesn't want to say anything, and to understand why your children are the way they are. It's for me one of the biggest reasons why I naturally found this, because I knew that after it's like business application, like you're gonna make money, right? You're gonna have people to deal with. You're gonna want to have some time spent with your family. And so I know that family, the people we love, is like the whole reason for doing all of this stuff. So to know what you're going through, or even from the parental level, what mom and dad are going through with each other, it's like it's a must. Like you can't not look into, especially since it's such a profound experience for yourself. Like you should literally make sure that you know where your pieces are placed on the map. Like guys, that's like conscious parenting, and especially something like this. As I know it's weird, but yeah, I've been doing family numerology. I'm about to do. We're trying to coordinate an 11-person family reading, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a lot of
Wow.
siblings. Yeah.
That's
And
right.
so
Imagine that. Oh my
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I've done it for teams, but I haven't done a family that size. The biggest family I got a chance to do was 4, and it was only just me and the parents. But still amazing. And you know, the
wow.
relief that I can give people, it's healing. It really is. And you're just looking at that. You're like, wow, like this person has insight into that stressful area of being a parent. We all know what that feels like. And to give them an understanding of what's going on, it's like a very holy experience. Like, absolutely.
Well, our next session will be for my 3
You know
kids.
what the
I'm so
weirdest one
excited
was?
about
I'll
that.
tell you the craziest one was is how many people have raised their hands at getting pregnant after they talk to me. I'm like, wow. That one is like, and I know exactly why. I know exactly why. Because the name that they're using, the name that they're showing up with, the way that their energy is, either their uterus is tied up or it's the size of a 5-year-old's, or like there's a pain or a past or something's in there. And like people have been spending like multiple 5 figures on like treatments and stuff, and all of these like things, like trying for a long time, and next thing you know something it happens to them. I'm just like, wow. And it's crazy to think that once you put yourself in a vibration of hospitable, especially in the woman's side, even the men's side, if he's got like like baby sperm, and the vibration in his name and the vibration in his chart is like, this guy's not getting older. He's just not going to go into that direction, or it's not going to land. These some numbers are very like slippery, so they just don't quite like put together in the right space. And this can be a really big challenge because obviously you're like, this is so voodoo. Like, can you imagine people are like, oh yeah, go to Bobby, he'll help you get pregnant. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But then I look at the name, I'm like, yeah, you should use this. And not that I can like pinpoint it now, but I'd like to see someone else pop up saying, hey dude, I was there, you were there. And like it's like that. And it was crazy to see how it's happened. And then even naming children, that was like pregnant, right? And you're about to bring your kid in, like, sorry, that was my back. Yeah,
Sorry.
you're trying to bring your child into the world. You have the one shot to symbolize his or her greatness on her way into the planet, in order to like set this kid up right. And so to do baby numerology, like it's the most sacred act I can imagine. Like to help be there for someone when they're naming their baby, like that's a huge deal. And like a lot of the little
Mm,
babies inside of our group have my tattoo on them, so it's pretty cool. Like like I've got,
that's
I'm like, I put
cool.
the letter right in there, or like we arrange the name properly, because everybody got weird names now, so it's like you could just spell whatever you want. It's no big deal. Just spell it however you want to spell it. But to make it line up really nicely, that's the butter. That's the butter. So yeah, so super cool. Thanks. It's such a fun conversation. I have about 10 minutes left. So if anybody wants to,
Okay.
if you guys want to ask me some more questions, or I can do another reading for you guys. I'm not sure. I can't read the comments from this side, but if you
So
want
do
to
you
tell
want me to,
me,
I'll read. So Vicky's on. Hi Vicky. She's had a one-on-one reading with you, and you also did a reading for her 9-year-old, Lucas.
that's so
She
awesome.
said it was amazing.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
And
Yeah.
Lydia also had a reading for her husband. Let's just say it makes sense why we don't agree on a lot of things. Yeah, I love it.
That's funny. No, it's true.
Hi
I just did
Andrea.
like I was just doing. I woke up this morning very early to do one for a couple in Western Australia area, and it was crazy. I was up at 6 in the morning, and I never up at that time, and it was a wonderful session of be able to talk to a couple and like just like do couples numerology is so much fun. It's just the best thing ever. It's just so enjoyable. But yeah, it's a pretty nice. It's a pretty nice to do that.
It's amazing what
Like
you do.
you seek
If
permission. Sorry, yeah, go for it.
no, I was going to say, did you want to drop your link in the comments below if someone wants to arrange a reading with you?
Yeah, sure. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can do this cleanly. Let's see if I can.
Hi Gabe. Gabe's actually really into numerology as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's just pretty neat. It's honestly the most craziest thing ever, and it's changed my life, and I'm never going back. And I was the type of guy who just like couldn't hold a job, and like I think that this was the reason why I had to like be present for my business and for you guys, so that we can all create something powerful together. So, and I know that we're here for a reason, and like it's crazy because here we go. It's crazy because we have this sitting with us, and there's a way now to actually look at, does your name work? Does your path, allow for that, or should you make a correction and you're back on your way? But I like to also believe that knowing who you are on the inside takes a lot of the stress right out, and you don't deal with yourself the same way. You give your partner more patience. You give your child more understanding. Like when my teacher's like, she doesn't listen. My little daughter like does not listen. Okay, Carol. So this Carol vibration, this double eights. She's like, I'm not gonna listen to anyone. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And like this, he's a boss. This is what my daughter looks like. So when you look like this,
Mine too.
my little girl, you can't tell her what to do. And so at the school, the teacher's like, there's something wrong with her. I'm like, oh yeah, I know, right? And then when I get with her, I'm just like, I know that there's nothing wrong with her. I know that she's got so much adult energy, and a 6-year-old is the most difficult thing for her to experience in life. And for me to go and like try to cut her down right now and like make her behave and do all this stuff, I'm gonna just magnify the damage. And I'm like, no, I get it. It's tough to listen. I know you have a difficult time listening. I get it. I know. And when you don't listen, stuff gets taken away. Oh my God, it sucks. But you can do good stuff to get it back. Okay, so let's get back on the train. And like you kind of like you start to learn to speak their language. So that's how my daughter speaks. You have to negotiate with her, but but that's the reality of parenthood, right? To become empowered, especially as a leader. Like now, take this conversation back to business. You've been growing your biz, right? You got this O in your name now. Suddenly you're attracting a bigger vibe. You're showing up for leadership. You feel different, and you actually like give off a different energy. Next thing you know, your team, 5, 10, 50, you're gonna want to have a group of them done for yourself. And like it's nuts to think that like you can have a massive sweep of like alignment throughout your team, all in like one like solid experience, and everyone's there to help everyone along. It was a wonderful time. Honestly, I love my group calls so much. Like it's the best thing ever.
We love them too.
Oh, I know, right?
We
And
love
you're
them too.
more than welcome to see me at the end of I'm doing another one at the end of the month, which is like next week, I guess. And so if you guys want in on that, you can definitely hit me up and let me know, because it's going to be a good time. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for your time today, Bobby. I know you're a very busy man.
Yeah, thank
If you're
you.
watching the replay, just drop replay in the comments below. And if you've got any more comments, I'll run back through them and try answer you. But thank you so much, Bobby. And on behalf of everyone watching, and for everyone, thank you guys for watching as well and tuning in. And if you want to book a session with Bobby, his link is in the comments below. So just have a look at that, and yes.
Yeah, or just
enjoy
message me,
your
let me know.
Sunday evening, or is it Saturday evening?
Right now for me it's Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for everybody watching, if you guys are going to book your session, I will give you a free gift, either an extension to your session, or I'll give you a report for one of your kids or for your spouse. I'll give you an extra report for whoever you book with. But you just gotta let me know I was on Nicole's go live, and then that way I'll know that you guys can get it. Okay. So you gotta drop Nicole's name droppings, everything in this game. But
Nicole O.
yeah, straight up. Well, it was
Yeah.
a pleasure. I thank you so much. Honestly, I love this conversation. I have it all day long. I do have it all day long. I will be here with you guys until the absolute championship. And I believe you can win. I absolutely do. I absolutely believe you can win because I have the secret ingredient. I know that little missing piece is in there.
You do.
Absolutely. All right. Well, great. It was great to connect with you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And thanks, everyone. And we'll chat with you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.